issue where the Saudis come in, is that if an American destroyer pulls up to a port and they say we no longer accept the dollar, you now have the American military paying for the necessities to continue their campaign, their foreign military campaigns, in whatever capacity it is. They're paying for that, they're sustaining that in a currency they're no longer printing. That is significant. It's the first time since World War II. And we haven't really had the kind of force that there wasn't a force before World War II that needed to be sustained like that. So really, if you think about it, it'll be for the first time in American military history that we've needed to sustain our military force abroad, and now can no longer pay for it in a currency that we print. We're going to lose huge on that. And if the Chinese can't do that with what they've been doing it, with the dollar being the petrodollar, because the Saudis are dumping that, and the Saudis are dumping that because that goes all the way back to the agreement in 1971 where we abandoned the Persians and realigned with the scumbag Saudi goat herders. And there are reasons for that. The United States went from in 1968 to being the world's largest exporter of oil by 1973 when the energy crisis hit, being the world's largest importer of oil. Our realignment from the Shia Persians, abandoning the Shah, to, and I'm not saying I'm a supporter of the Shah, to the damn, like I said, goat herder Sunnis who stone women because they looked at some other man wrong. It's just unbelievable, everything that took place 40 years ago and how that's really coming to roost right now. I'm telling you, there's some serious issues going on, and the Saudis are pissed off because we're not providing them the type of support that we said we would 40 years ago, which has given us fairly cheap oil and the petrodollar, the dollar being the petro currency. And now the Persians are pissed off and they're looking for a nuke, and if they get a nuke, you know damn well the Saudis are going to get a nuke. It's going to come from Pakistan. So, the Russians obviously are playing the currency game too, with everything going on in Ukraine and Crimea and all that. Look, we have serious issues going on right now. And the Chinese are buying up gold like crazy so that when we continue to play our currency wars against them with printing this money and hyperinflating it and ruining the value of their investments, it won't bother them. But what it will do is kill our currency. So the average American will no longer be able to consume because it won't be worth anything with the rising cost of food, the rising cost of housing, and the rising cost of energy across the damn board. All your money that you have will go directly into those three things. You'll stop consuming the goodies because you can't buy them anymore. The money's been hyperinflated, nearly killed. You got to turn the lights on so you can't buy the goodies anymore. And what did I just say a few minutes ago? The consumption-based economy that we have will come to a grinding halt. And when that happens, according to George Bush, you haven't fulfilled your patriotic duty. Well, then we're going to need another attack. And we're going to need to kick the shit out of a few people overseas and go take what the hell they have. You understand what's going on? If you read Carol Quigley's Tragedy and Hope, or you read Oswald Spengler's Decline of the West, you'll see that everything I'm talking about are components of the last stages of a civilization's existence. They're doing everything in their power to include keeping the people in the dark about the truth with regard to what is inevitably going to happen. This is coming because the United States of America, and more specifically Western civilization, is not immune to the laws of history. We are not immune to the laws of economics and finance. Our oceans are not going to protect us from the laws of history. The winds of change cannot be stopped by the hand of man. They are directed by the will of our Creator. And this is a cursed nation for a variety of reasons. We've gotten lost in our greed. We've become lost in our slothfulness. And we are down the path of darkness to the point where we are about to collapse and crumble into the graveyard of fallen nations. And what that will look like is a replacement, as General David Petraeus says, with the North American Union, which will replace the former United States with a super confederation that will fall under the direct command within a few generations of a world government that will absolutely forget about you and I and the former United States. The history books will erase what we once were. The founders will be scrubbed as nasty, independent weirdos.